Stocks simplified, profits multiplied. Welcome to the Apex Investor channel. This is today's update. I'm not going into the news, only the stocks, only the numbers. There's a big problem with this front page of FinViz, and I'll tell you what it is. The big winner isn't actually on this page. We have the big loser, minus 51%, HX, which was the Chinese pump and dump, which I called it yesterday, and it got pumped and now it's dumped today. PHUN is the so-called winner at 45%. That's not telling the real story. This is the actual big winner today. It's right here. DWAC is up not 356%, but you add that, and that's what is that? It's about 400% in one day. We haven't seen this kind of gain since AMC and GME. Is this a pump and dump? That's a really big question that needs to be answered, because at this point, you're either chasing it or you're going to make a ton of money. So let's look at the stock a little bit closer. This is the only post that Wall Street Bets allowed regarding the stock. And this is regarding the previous prez. It says here, this person invested 3,000 and it turned it into 13,000 because of this DWAC. So yeah, it's not being allowed on Reddit, even to the point the subreddit has been banned. So let me just show you exactly what I'm talking about. Here's the subreddit, DWAC. It's been banned for violating whatever rule it claims to have broken. Here's an image talking about what is this DWAC. It is a merger between this TMTG becoming a publicly listed company. So they're using DWAC as a shell, as a SPAC to get onto the NASDAQ there. And it says here a potential earnout of 825 million. The initial value of 875 million with an earnout of 825, which adds up to 1.7 billion depending on the performance. So we'll see. I mean, there's big question marks. The first one is this a pump and dump? Secondly, will it be able to make the money that people think it can make? Will it be able to produce revenue such as Facebook, Twitter, and so on? I mean, that's the big question. So you can see that's the website there. Okay, so let's close that. Let's close this. Wall Street Bets isn't allowing any posts regarding that. So I'm just going to ignore that for now. And you can see the day's range. Oh my goodness, $12 to $51 after hours, $65. $65, ladies and gentlemen. Volume, 500 million practically. I wish I knew about this earlier. I think we all would have made a lot of money, would have been millionaires practically, not even overnight, within the same day. 400% gain, and it's standing to make only more in the future. Some people are saying there's going to be $100 very soon. I don't know. It remains to be seen. We'll see. I think the excitement is really, it's brewing. And because I'm only discovering this after hours, I'm sure a lot of people are only discovering this too. So we might just be all piling in the morning, trying to get our foot in the door and just buying this at whatever price we can get it at. I think that you're going to see a big gold rush in the morning. Will it be dumped in the same day? I don't know. Because right now we're chasing the stock. Is it going to 100? I don't know. Is it going to $10? Those are big questions that need to be answered. So how much are you willing to lose in this stock? So here's a news report from Yahoo Finance. It was the number one trending stock on Yahoo Finance, it says here. So it's such big news, it couldn't be ignored. It shot up 356%, closed at 45.50, kind of ironic, the number 45 there. It was briefly halted for volatility. So you can expect, I mean, I haven't seen a stock halted since AMC GME back in January. And then I think around June and before then, when it was surging again. It was the number one stock in Fidelity's orders. Behind Tesla, it was the most mentioned ticker on StockTwits in the last 24 hours. So on Wednesday, it was announced. So I wonder why more people didn't know about this. I mean, it seems the ones who jumped in knew about it. So it's like Twitter created a monster, it seems. Whatever your political view is, I mean, numbers are numbers. I don't want to get into the politics of I only want to get into the numbers game and how much money we can make from this. Because whether you're on Facebook side or Twitter side or this TMTG SPAC deal, I mean, we're all about just making money. I think that's what unites us. GameStop and AMC was the same situation. It wasn't political, it wasn't left versus right. It was the elite versus the middle class. That's what it was. It was a war of classes. So this is an emergency video. I don't usually do these, but I wanted to chime in and kind of raise the flag and say, watch out for this stock, because it's already been going up. Look at the other ones. DWACU is up 382%. We have DWACW up 2,000%. So I don't know what these are. I'm going to take a look at those to see if that's even, is that the OTC or is that the actual stock market itself? So let's take a look. Okay. Yeah, regarding DWAC, yeah, that is up 2,000%. And when you include the after hours, it's more like 2,150 something. It seems so ridiculous. What is up 2,000%? That is just, I've never seen that in my life. Volume was 94 million. This is for the DWACW. So I guess there's three ways to enter into this. You can buy DWACW, which is on the NASDAQ GM. I don't know if that's available to retail investors. And then you've got the DWACU, like whatever that is. I don't know if that's OTC. We're going to find out once it loads here. It is on the GM too, and that's up 382% plus 52, which is closer to 434, if my math is correct. And that had 11 million. So, wow. This is just, I mean, yikes, no comment, just, I don't know. I mean, I guess I'm going to buy some tomorrow. I don't know. I don't know how much, but again, Apex Investor is all about buying low and selling high. But when something's this monstrous, you kind of have to just see what's going to happen. Not that you're going to go YOLO. I'm sure a lot of people went YOLO on this when they just found out about it. But now that it's already high, how can you go YOLO and then lose everything? I mean, this is a perfect Wall Street bets kind of bet, isn't it? So we're going to look at the trending stocks and then close out this video. I'm not going to get into news today. I think this is big enough news on its own. So we can see the Dow is pretty stable. I'm down, so it looks like I might just go into the DWAC. This is looking kind of sad, but again, MMAT, Metamaterials, is a long-term stock. It's a long-term play. I'm always going to be into that stock because I know how much it's worth. It's into the triple digits. MMTLP was down 8% at 141. Newegg down to 1366. Coinbase was down as well to $300. IronNet, I'm going to take a closer look at that. Let me just look at the usual suspects, I call them. Metamaterials is down a little bit too. And then Clover is the last one I usually look at. Where's Clover? Bitcoin down to 62,000, was at 65. AMC down to $39. And GameStop at 181. And Clover's at 786. Big winner Socket at 16% gain. And I think that's about it. It seems to be the day of DWAC today. So we'll take a closer look at these four just to see the ranges and then close out the video. We'll do the news tomorrow. Since this is more time sensitive, I find I might just do these numbers at the close of the session, same day, and then do the news the following day. That might be the best way to go about it. 52-week range, or I should say days range, 1021 to 1157. So IronNet support is looking like $9 to $10. It probably can still fall down a little more. The 52-week range is indicating 936 is pretty strong support because it has rebounded since. MMTLP, again, is down today and was trading between 135 to 155. Now, the OTC market for me personally is a big risk because that is taxable. I probably will not get into that. I don't know. We'll see because DWAC kind of changes everything, doesn't it? The days range is 471 to 495 for metamaterials. So we're seeing a little bit new lows, kind of threatening to get to the $4 level, which I said if we ever get down to $4 on the specific day of April the 1st, 2022, I'm going to shut down this channel. Unfortunately, I made a new bet with myself saying that if one of these conditions aren't met, number one, metamaterials is in that double digits by this time next year, October the 20th, 2022, I'm going to shut this channel down. Or say it's in single digits in the $5 level, $6 level, but George Palikaras has made a PR, made it public, whatever. He's gone public with a big deal, whether it's a deal with Boeing or Samsung. It doesn't have to be a big name, but just a deal that is significant, kind of like nanotech level. I'm not saying it has to be an acquisition, but at least a big name or some kind of deal that is impactful. So even if it's, say it's a smaller company like Seki Sui, that would qualify and I wouldn't shut this channel down. And the deadline for that would be October 20, 2022. I like making bets, Wall Street bets. So here's my Apex investor bets. And this is the last thing we're going to look at before we close this video. Clover 786 and the days range 783 to 804. So yeah, that's about it for this video. Let me just open that up again, DWAC. And I think we're going to add that to the watch list. And wake up. Actually, I've been waking up pretty early, but might put in some orders for that, an order. Because this is just picking up big time. I mean, this is really a monster in the making. I mean, it already is kind of a monster, 400% gain. The most talked about stock, one of the most number one trending stock in stock twits, one of the most requested in Fidelity. It's just taking over in a big way. So we're going to add this to the watch list, to GG. And just thank you all for your support. Thanks for the views, the likes, subscribes. I appreciate it. I just want to help the little guy out. I want to help all of you out there. It's the entry point that can make or break you. So, I mean, in terms of this stock, this is a bad entry point, to be honest. the apex investor entry point was already at $10. It's hard to even look at this chart and see where the volume is. The volume's pretty steady all around. But again, I'm going to say $10 to $20 is probably support. That's a risky play, however you cut it. We're already at after hours, it's 60 something. Will this fall right in the open, the first hour of trading? Could go break back down to 40, could go back to 10. If I was a short, I mean, that's a big gamble because you could lose a lot of money or you can make a lot of money. So I don't know. You're playing with fire either way, whether you're a retail investor or you're a short, you're a shorter, a short hedge fund kind of person. This is a risky play. I don't know. I mean, personally, I don't want to risk too much money with this. I'd probably buy a few shares, see how it goes. Just as much money as I'm comfortable losing, which I don't really want to lose any money. But when something's this big, you pay attention and you either watch it from the sidelines or you take part a little bit. But I think you'll be rewarded if you take a risk, and I think you'll be rewarded if you don't take a risk. So in either case, I think this is a very risky play. It's already up 400%. You have to take that into consideration. And I don't know, pray about it. It's probably a good thing to do as well. I don't know. Let's see, $45. I mean, it's already 65. If you buy 10 shares, that's roughly 655. So, I mean, if I just buy 10 shares, we'll see how it goes. I don't want to put in too much, but let's say you buy 100 shares. That is, what is 100 shares? I mean, if you bought at $10, oh my goodness, you would have made a lot of money. But now that it's already at this price, will it go to triple digits? It could. Friday usually is a down day for most stocks, so it might be shorted tomorrow. But then again, on Monday, it could be super exciting. People are going to be piling on as more and more people find out about this. So it's like word of mouth is whether it's bad news or people trying to discredit this, attacking it and so on. It's just going to generate more hype and generate more clicks. It's going to get more attention. It's going to garner more attention to itself and thus increase volume. Look at this volume at 500 million, almost 500 million here. Can we see a repeat? If it gets to 500 million or more tomorrow, I'm sure it'll go, to 65 and 70 and so on. We could see another 100% gain. I mean, 100% of 45 is 90, isn't it? It could go to triple digits tomorrow. This is an AMC GME situation. I haven't seen anything like this since GME, AMC, and then more recently IronNet, when it had pretty big days almost every day. So that's it for today's update. I'll cover the news tomorrow, but this is big enough it became its own news. So once again, may God bless you all, and may God bless your investments.